What is going on, guys? Welcome back to DXB Crypto. Hope you are doing well. And in this video, we're going to talk about Sei's insane new update that's going completely under the radar that could potentially change the way we view blockchains. Of course, happy Thanksgiving weekend to all our American friends, and happy weekend to every single one of you. The market has moved. Of course, we'll bring you more updates as to reasons why. But in this particular moment, I do feel like projects are being neglected because everybody's scared. And I'm going to cover any updates that are significant away from price action alone. And in today's video, we want to talk about Sei. It's obviously becoming a home for DeFi. It is an extremely fast layer one blockchain. We know that the layer one blockchains tend to perform well over time because of the fact that they are attracting projects that build on top of them. So Sei is one of these that has a mega A-list partnerships with the likes of Circle, Coinbase, Chump Capital, Multicoin, and few others. But this latest development that they quietly dropped, in my opinion, has not got anywhere near the press coverage that it deserves, and it concerns an area of blockchain that's not really that attractive or sexy, to say the least. It doesn't concern price action, but it's what I call the developments that could change the direction of a project. Don't read the headlines, read under the hood. So the next generation blockchains like Sei, okay, will create types of MEV, maximum extractable value, that is completely new and it's poorly misunderstood. So in order to prepare you for that, I have actually prepared a bit of an AI explainer as such that I will play for you as part of this video, because I do believe rather than just give you the proposal, you need to be able to see what we're talking about here. So this is protect users from this MEV before they can effect. So this is a massive proposal. So this is the, it's called the MEV multiple concurrent proposer blockchain. And I think this is pretty big, in my opinion. You may not agree with me. Existing research leaves many open questions, but makes one thing clear: the new type of MEV produced by MCP blockchains are not unbounded. Rather, these types of MEVs fall into the domain of what the domain of a protocol can control. In the future publication, Sei Labs will explore this MEV and begin to propose solutions to limit them. I think this is pretty cool. This is, again, like I said, it does go completely under the radar, and this is going to be, Sei was engineered to be the first blockchain with the speed and safety requirements for Wall Street, and that is the direction they're heading. Hence, the type of topics they are discussing. Of course, we know by 2030, a lot of Wall Street will be on chain, whether tokenized or completely through other means. But Sei already has this institutional feel. Okay, it's already prepared for big money. You've got massive partnerships that are unique in terms of their diversity, and of course we've seen the addresses that's been added to the chain exponentially growing, while the price remains a key factor of depression. So we can see this here. This is from November 27th. In 24-hour period, unique addresses, you can see here, they literally shot up. So if you specifically look at this number, total 82 million addresses, right? Daily increases of up to 125,000. That's absolute insanity, guys. That is, for me, metrics that allow you to calculate growth in terms of the address. Now, blockchains can obviously skew this, and sometimes they can obviously get this in their own favor. However, one thing that is not available to me is what those addresses hold. In terms of speed, Solana 10,000, Monad 10,000, 4,500 for Avalanche, 2,200 transaction per second. And then you've got, of course, Ethereum's 20 and Bitcoin's 10. So when you consider this, there are two obvious questions here. So you don't see Monad, right? But Mon equals to 10,000. transactions per second, right? And the other one that obviously you don't see here is Sui. And I think Sui is around 16 to 20K transactions per second. Pretty quick. So these are obviously, you know, again, when you look at an infographic like this, you are seeing, say, initially was designed as a parallel chain for speed, because the finality here is pretty good. However, it has since then moved more into RWA rather than being built for exchanges. Okay, but this, in my opinion, what I'm about to show you is amazing. You know, like a video, share the video, of course, as always. And I've put together this infographic here to really drive the home of this proposal that was announced by Sei Labs that nobody is talking about, because everybody is price driven. Now, of course, price is king, and you do understand that right now it is back to testing the lows. It is a pretty cheap asset. This asset should really, I mean, this is the BTC pair, but it should really be, in terms of performance, it should really be moving like Sui at some stage. It is definitely of a similar ilk, of course, in terms of a blockchain. And because everyone's looking at price action, it is a fantastic opportunity when you consider where it could potentially go. Of course, no one knows for sure how things obviously end up. But the other thing that I found for this video is that obviously the focus here on the mobile opportunity across global finance. Now, we are seeing the likes of course, Solana and other giants obviously adopt this. Solana obviously has its own credit card now, but this is pretty big. And again, you know, sometimes when you look at certain reports, they can actually be misleading. But this is a fact that, you know, players like Sei are looking at global dominance of mobile space, and they are definitely built for scale. So it is something worth watching. Like I'm saying, definitely it's going to grow some more when you consider the 60% of all digital banking is now done. And Sei is aware of that. They've obviously produced a bit of research, and they are aware of what's happening in that space. So without further ado, let me just set up my my video here and just listen to this for a minute.
Is you don't just build a faster road. You have to engineer the rules of the road right into the asphalt itself.
And this is what's so brilliant about the work being done here. Researchers from Sei Labs actually sat down and formally analyzed all of these games, the stealing, the races, and they designed a system that prevents them from the very start. This isn't about patching things later. It's about building a fundamentally fairer system from day one.
So they proposed two really elegant solutions. To stop the duplicate stealing, they use something called duplicate-aware tip splitting. Basically, if 5 people copy the same trade, the reward just gets split 5 ways. It immediately makes copying a waste of time. And for the timing races, they use priority DAG scheduling. Now, DAG just means there's a clear one-way flow for how things are ordered. And instead of ordering by who was fastest, the system orders transactions based on who paid the biggest tip. It becomes a system where you pay for priority instead of racing for it. It completely changes the game.
Now, it is really important to get this straight. These new rules don't magically make all value extraction disappear. What they do is they change the game from this chaotic free-for-all into a structured and much, much fairer environment.
And this quote from the researchers, it really sums it all up perfectly. The new model doesn't create a bunch of new, unstoppable problems. What it does is it moves those games onto a playing field where the protocol itself gets to set the rules for everybody.
So at the end of the day, it leaves us with this huge question for the future of finance. We know we can build systems that are unbelievably fast. The real challenge, as trillions of dollars start to flow through them, isn't going to be about making them faster. It's going to be about making sure they are fundamentally fair for every single person who uses them.
And that is literally the biggest update I've seen in a while in terms of where they are thinking and in terms of what can bring maximum value to, say, blockchain. So again, price action is temporary. The accumulation for me is almost along the lines of, okay, where can this go And do I have a longer term perspective from chart point of view, from returns point of view, and of course, what blockchains will be here in the next 5 years? Because if you speculate in the short term, what happens is you are trapped by short-term emotions, i.e. these types of charts, these types of negative price movements. But really what you need to be asking yourself is, who's going to be in with Wall Street? Okay. So in the next 5 years, if you take of course, bear markets apart, but if you look at 5-year crypto returns, when is your Solana moment? When is your ETH moment? And out of the blockchains that are currently available, which ones are you thinking about obviously keeping for the long term? Now, for me, I've always said layer ones don't actually have a short-term limit for me, because, and we will do a more detailed comparison, but I tend to normally invest in stuff that I want to hold, and of course trade stuff that I really that don't care about. So I feel like, for example, Cas, Sui, right? These are the general purpose layer ones. Sei, of course, Sei. We could look at, for example, Monad. I think there's you know, of course, there's also these other ones like you have Flare, you have other really good blockchains that are just underneath this. Sonic has not done much, but I will only watch Sonic for developer moves because they do pay their developers very well. And then you've got specific layer ones like Tau, right? You got Tau, that is a layer one for AI. You got Arweave, which is a layer one for Deepin, right? So the idea is these assets, right, are underneath the likes of ETH, Sol, right? They are way obviously smaller in terms of market cap. You've got your AVAXs, you've got your links, right? So when you're looking for a layer one, and I trade these. These are not cryptocurrencies that I try to buy for spot, right? Even though I own a nice little bag of ETH, they are not the layer ones that I tend to invest in. These are what is going to be the next, you know, Bitcoin, what is going to be the next Solana, what's going to be the next kind of Avalanche. And of course, this one is a new one that is just recently come available. So smash a like of this video. I think this is fundamentally a strong development from Sei. Not selling you anything here. I'm giving you a full update. Follow the channel if you want to stay up to date. Again, YouTubers are only talking about the 50-week moving average and bear markets and all kinds of stuff. So a lot of people don't actually know what the real development in this space is. And when you see a bit of deep research like this, you have to take it apart and you have to really understand what's going on under the hood. So while Sei has a lot of ETFs and institutional backing, right now the entire scene is struggling. And it would be good to see what kind of DeFi and exchanges that are better than the existing current Sei ecosystem. So smash a like anyway. It's been a long video, but I hope you find maximum value and extract your own MEV from this video. Like, share, subscribe. Again, we are the best in terms of giving you information. No doubts. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. I'll catch you on the next one.